So you're looking into getting into doing some digital art, but you don't know where to start with in terms of a possible choice for a drawing pad. So in today's video, we're gonna be checking out the Artist Pro 14 Gen 2 drawing display by XPPen that they so kindly sent to me to give a little test run of and review for y'all. So let's just get straight to it. All right, so first off, we're gonna talk about what's in the box. So here we have the actual drawing pad itself. Look up top here, we have a USB-A to USB-C port, a full featured USB-C port. You got your brightness up and down, you got your power. On the back here, it's actually got these legs to stand it up at an angle. I think it's like a 19-degree angle. And in terms of a size comparison, so typically what I'm used to drawing on is an iPad here. This is an 11-inch iPad Pro, so you can kind of see the difference here between the two. So that is the actual drawing pad itself. It's got a nice matte finish, which I really like. Hopefully my fingerprints aren't on here. Actually, I see one. Hold on. I see a little one over here. My OCD's kicking in. Hold on. All right. It also comes with this wireless shortcut remote. So, you know, for those of you who like doing shortcuts and everything, I didn't use this at all. I'm kind of a caveman, so I didn't even really bother with it. But it's got buttons. They're not the most satisfying. But then you got this little wicked little DJ. I just like pushing stuff because I'm a child. Then also we have the XPPen, the stylus case here. I really like this thing, especially because of that. Satisfying. Anyways, so take it out here. You can see you got the pen, you got different nib types. You got these white ones here, and then these I actually put in one of these white ones actually right here. I really like it. I like the way it feels. It's got a nice texture to it. And then what's really cool is if you see this thing right here, this is actually how you would change out the nibs. So you put it in there and you pull back, and then, well, that just fell on the ground. But yeah, so that's how you would take it out, and then you just put a new one right back in there. So, and then to put it right back in, you just insert it like that. Pretty neat. I like this. I will say one of the problems I was actually having with when I was drawing is just because where I like to hold the pen when I'm drawing, I kept accidentally clicking these buttons. So that was a little bit of a pain, just because of how I hold it. So full disclosure, not the biggest fan of those, but that's what this is the equivalent to like the mouse on your computer. So you like a left click and right click. So I get why it's there, but just for me personally, I like to rotate the pen around a lot when I'm drawing. That's just something, I don't know, that I do. And a lot of times I would be clicking on this and it'd be interfering with my drawing. So that is one of the things I'm not the biggest fan of. But yeah, so that's the pen. And of course you got things like your USB cables, your extension cable, power adapters, all that fun kind of stuff too. And you've got your lovely handy dandy cleaning cloth if you're OCD like me and you need to always wipe your fingerprints. Comes in handy. Also, I got sent this with my XPPen, which I think is a separate thing. It's not normally included, obviously, but it's a 3-in-1 cable. Since I was hooking mine up to the PC, I had to use this here, but I did run into one problem with that. So the HDMI cable has to plug into the graphics card on your PC. So if you're like me and your PC only has one HDMI outlet there on the graphics card, you're gonna need to buy an HDMI splitter. So I did have to buy something separate in order for this to function properly with my PC. So something to keep in mind. And you also even get this neat little glove here when you're drawing. So, just slide that right on there and you're ready to check a prostate, I guess, right? Kidding. But yeah, I like this thing, it's nice. Definitely helps your hand better slide around on the pad without leaving any fingerprints, and I hate fingerprints, so I like this thing. Definitely nice little accessory, Moving on. And now let's talk about the specs and my overall impressions of this product here. So it has a 1920 by 1200 resolution. It looks completely fine to me, no issues with it there. I do like the overall size of the drawing pad. Like I had shown earlier, it's larger than what I'm used to working on when using my iPad Pro, which is 11 inches. But even though the XPPen here is larger, the actual canvas space you see me drawing on here is actually about the same size as the canvas that I use when I'm drawing on the iPad. Now, I mean, part of that reason really is just because the software is different. Here I'm drawing in the software Krita, whereas I've always done my digital art on Procreate, which has a much simpler interface with like less icons and bars taking up space. So that really doesn't have anything to do with the Artist Pro here, but it's just something that I wanted to make note of. The screen is fully laminated, and like I mentioned earlier, I really like the actual texture and feeling of this thing. When paired with that more textured light gray nibs, it definitely gets you closer to that feeling you get when drawing traditionally, which pencil on paper has always been my personal favorite medium. So the fact that the Artist Pro 14 here gets me a little bit closer to that feeling is definitely a plus. Now, I haven't had this thing for anywhere near long enough to know about the durability of the nibs and like how long they'll last before wearing down. So in terms of that, I don't have any knowledge currently. So, you know, just letting you know. Now, the Artist Pro 14 here also has over 16,000 pressure levels, which is apparently incredibly high when compared to some other drawing pads out there. It definitely felt really good to me, but I honestly didn't feel like I noticed much difference between what I'm used to working with on the iPad Pro. I would guess that after a certain point, it's almost like diminishing returns, where you won't really notice the increase after you get to a certain pressure level. But again, I definitely enjoyed using it and have no complaints with that aspect of the product. Overall, it's really comfortable to draw on, that's for sure. Definitely more comfortable than my iPad. And a big part of that is the leg stands on the back of the pad that give it a really nice and natural feeling angle to draw on. And pairing that with the matte texture and that smooth little glove, it really gives you an enjoyable experience when drawing on this thing. The price of the Artist Pro 14 Gen 2 is sitting at just over $350 as I'm recording this video, which I feel like is a really fair price point for this product. You could pair this up with a laptop and still come around the same price or even lower than an iPad Pro, so that's something to consider as well. The overall portability, however, is better and more convenient with the iPad just because it's one single item. Now, with all that being said, I would definitely recommend this product to someone who's looking for a really solid drawing pad at a good price point that doesn't break the bank. It gets my thumbs up and approval. If you liked my review and you found it helpful, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you like art-related content, because I do plenty of that here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.